Hi guys, happy Friday. Uh, let's make it an interesting Friday. So we'll now be moving to the improve phase. And for those of you who have attended the define phase, well, congratulations. You are moving to the next phase, and I hope this is very helpful. And if you want to collate all the videos that I have, feel free to do so. Because as I mentioned, I'm here to help the industry and to the best of my ability. And I think I can provide value by giving out videos in leadership, Six Sigma, etc. So this will be an introduction for the measure phase. And to be perfectly honest, in my opinion, the measure phase is the most important among the five phases in the DMAIC process. And I'll tell you why. And I prepared a few slides for you. And what I'm showing here right now is I would call not the usual slide that you see during measure phase, but these are the practical things that you can do. So in the define phase, we were able to hypothesize. We figured that service level is the one, that metric causing customer dissatisfaction, for which our client in the quarterly review told us that he is alarmed by the feedback from the end customers about poor customer service. That definitely is very alarming. So the first thing that you need to do is to really meet the team and really figure out what's really causing poor customer service, because while our service level for the last 12 months is trending downwards, there could be other factors that are contributory to what the customers perceive as poor customer service. That's why we need to have like a reality check. What's happening in the team right now, right? Is it really poor customer service? Is it really service level that's causing or impacting the feedback from the customers, which is poor customer service? So in this meeting, guys, you have to invite people in the know. Maybe you can invite the training department, the quality team. Maybe you can also invite workforce management. And there also the aspect of employee engagement. Maybe there are a lot of agents who are no longer motivated to work, and therefore are not actually concerned with the service level or the way they answer calls from the customers. So think about that. So let's pause for a few moments, and I'd like you to visualize that kind of a scenario. So again, the clients gave us a feedback that their customers are telling them that they are getting poor customer service. Think about that. What do you think is happening? Let's pause for a few moments. All right? All right. I'm back. So hold on to that thought. And I'd like you to have that soul searching and reflect on what's really happening in operations, why the customers feel that they are getting poor customer service. And again, listen to the subject matter experts, because their opinion should be considered when we go to the analyze phase. All right? And it will also guide us what data to collect. Having said that, I'd like to introduce the concept of variables. We have a y and an x. So just imagine the scenario. So let's say you took an exam, the way you took an exam when you were studying, and let's say the passing score for the exam is 90%, and you got a failing grade of 70%. So the score of 70%, let's put a variable to that, which is let's represent it by the letter y. All right. So now let's do that self-reflection and have a reality check and ask ourselves, why did I fail that exam? So probably this will come into your mind. One, maybe I did not review for the exam, so that's a variable. So let's assign the variable x. So that's x dash 1, which is you did not review. Another probability is, let's say, x dash 2 is because you were not feeling well when you took the exam, right? So another probability would be x dash 3. Maybe you are really not interested in passing the exam. Maybe your heart is not there. So there could be hundreds of possibilities. But as you do that self-reflection, consulting people who may know, subject matter experts, you could probably come up with 5 to 10 x's, and those x are what we call the independent variable, because they happen as they happen. And those possible root causes are the possible contributory factors to our y, which is, in this particular case, the failing grade, and we represented that by the letter y, right? So now that y is dependent on those possible root causes. That's why we call the y as dependent variable. So digest that for the time being, and that will be very important when we go to the next part of the measure phase. It will not be in this video, because what I wanted you to do is for you to reflect. That's very important in when we study Six Sigma. We cannot just go on and on and on, because you will just forget them. If you do this religiously, reflect on those, then you will really absorb the learning. All right? So reflect on that. So again, let's pause for a few moments so that you can reflect on what we have discussed so far. I know for some of you, these are new concepts, right? So again, just relax, drink water, sip a cup of coffee, and just enjoy the learning. So let's pause. All right. And lastly, for this segment, I mentioned that we will be having test for understanding. So I have two questions for you, and I hope you can again reflect on the answers. So this pertains to our previous lesson, which is the defined phase. So the first question is, what is the difference between a practical problem and a statistical problem? So think about that, right? And then the second question is, why do we have to act on any client complaint? Why do you think it is important, guys? So if you want, you can actually respond to these questions at the comment section, and I will provide feedback to you as I read them. So again, guys, what's important is for you to relax. This is very important. You can use this in your BPO career. And definitely, Six Sigma is something that you can really cherish and you can use even in your personal life. So again, see you on our next video. Thank you. We'll still be in the measure phase. Right?